What is up, guys? Wallow J here, and I'm here with my co-host Egg. Egg, say what's up,
What's up?
man. You bring that low energy, bro. Come
No,
on.
I'm the straight man. That's my job here. You're the wild guys, and I'm just like the straight and narrow. There goes my
All
notifications that
right.
we're live.
Well, joining us, our newest member of the PGF Insider squad, the Dream, Stephen Aiken. Say
That's
what's
right.
up, Dream.
What's up, everybody? I'm glad to bring some life to this show. A new straight man that's going to keep it even straighter than straight. Keep Egghead in line. I'm ready. I don't even know what you're going to say, but I disagree. I fully disagree already.
And this is how we started every day.
Yeah, this is nothing new. Listen, here's our resident expert black belt. So whatever he says, pretty much is gonna go at this point. I'm willing to just give you the reins and say, hey, whatever Steven says, that's what it is, man.
That's dangerous.
A handsome man that can whip your ass is not a good look.
It's good looking for me.
Yeah, I was saying,
Yeah,
he's
not for us. Not for us.
It's us that's getting destroyed. He
Yes,
plays with his meals. He lets us work a little bit. Then he's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I was about to say, you guys, we got some good training in at the open mat during that Friday that nobody came.
Yeah,
4 of us. So I'm nice. I'm gentle.
bro. Like I thought that you were going easy on me. I'm like, you can go, and no, it's like you roll in a very specific way where you're just like floating. It's like, man, I feel no
Lethargic,
pressure for. Oh, I
He'll
didn't
never let
say
that go.
that.
Never let that go.
I didn't say that. Maybe somebody wrote about it and said that maybe 2-3 years ago.
I'll never forget.
Fine. Collusion then.
Well, listen. I wasn't
it.
thinking that you were being lethargic. I was just thinking that you were just taking it easy on me. And now it's like you just like a smooth roller, and then all of a sudden it's like it got tight, and I'm like, oh shit, tap. I'm like, what just happened, man? I was expecting you to put like all your weight on me and just like crush me.
No,
But
man,
no, man, it was like so smooth, so flowy. I'm like, is he even going? That was.
Which kind of situation would make you feel like the person was a better grappler? If someone could just smash the crap out of you and like just steamrolled you into oblivion, or if you just kind of got played like that and it was real slow and smooth or whatever, and you still just got beat either way. Does one feel better or worse to you as it happens, or do you think like the other I'm curious about that sometimes because I hear people rolling with other people sometimes like, oh, he just destroyed me and smashed me or whatever and stuff.
Yeah.
And so like naturally you'll feel like that means that he's super, super high level. But he also could have just smashed you. But I think definitely finessing somebody through the whole thing that's like the art to me, is if I can
Bro,
just get
like I was like so impressed. I was like, no fucking way. He doesn't roll. Does he roll like that?
No,
and then we kept rolling it, and he was like, oh, you almost let me go into like a false sense of security where I thought that I was safe. And all of a sudden, it's like, here comes that knee bar. And I'm like, shit, tap.
That's what a black belt does, right? They play with their food, but they also let you work a little bit. Let us get some moves. Got a feel for how we move around. And then, okay, Roadhouse rules are over. It's time not to be nice as much anymore. But you're right. Sawyer's agreeing in the chat. He says getting played is worse. Kai, what's up, brother? Hi, Leonard. But yeah, I mean, hey, it was good training. I think Wallow and I both said, we spent too much time working on websites and stats. We need to be doing more rolls, so we're ready for next time.
Listen, I'll be very honest. By the third round, when I got to Egg, I was like, I wasn't even having it because Miggy was trying to smash me. I was dead by the time I got to Egg, and I'm like,
he was strong.
I told Egg, I'm verbally tapping right now, and I just got off his guard, went outside, puked. Then went into the bathroom, puked, and then like a couple times later, I went back into the trash can and I puked some more.
It was impressive. We were like, oh, man, how does he have anything left? But for the fans out there, just a heads up, you guys don't realize it, but when Miggy's on here, he's sitting in a big chair. He's a freaking monster.
He's a big dude. I didn't realize he was big.
Yeah, he's freaking huge. I mean, it's funny because like people when they meet me,
big bitch.
People when they meet me, they're surprised I'm a fairly tall dude, but Miggy's way bigger than me or the Dream. Holy crap!
Shit, I just standing next to him, I'm just looking at his belly button.
But hey, Redneck RN, just a heads up, he's talking about he's going to white belt class, beginners class tomorrow, starting a free week trial. Brother, it is amazing. It's exciting. You're gonna be the nail. White belt is the belt of survival. It's okay. You'll get through it, brother. Just survive. You're gonna get a little bit better every day. 53.
Just don't quit.
Just don't quit.
Don't quit. Yeah. Like you're gonna take some beatings. In about 6 months, it'll start like, okay, you'll start getting a feel for it. And you'll start defending, and they're like, oh man, I can't catch this guy anymore with what I used to catch him with. So, and then you slowly progress, and you get to to a place like Bobby, where you can just blow.
Yeah, man, that's truly like playing the defense is where you can come to that, like at the end of the day or at the end of your journey or whatever, to where I can play like that now because I understand where the traps are and how to set frames up and how to not let myself get into this particular really, really bad spot, so I can just be okay and recover my guard easier. Or even if I was in side control or something like that, I'm not where they're just crushing the life out of me or twisting on my neck, super simple and things like that. Oh, and definitely at 53, but take it to where you're playing a really smart game. Old man jiu-jitsu is the best anyway. It's maybe not the most entertaining, but it's the most effective over the long span of your life. So just take it as it comes, man, and enjoy it.
And tap. I mean, we all tap. I mean, just as soon as somebody's got you in a technique and they got you locked in, tap early. There's no reason to take a pop and to be off the mats. Just the key is just being on the mats. Hopefully you'll have a great crew. Like I was telling Wallow, we just Shark Tanked 3 of our buddies from the 6 a.m. class over here at Gracie Charlottesville. All older, middle-aged dudes like yourselves, dads. But just seeing them go from white belts to blue belts and seeing how they've changed in the year or so is just phenomenal. So Redneck RN in a year from now, you're gonna see changes, brother. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, and just like I said,
is that what his real name is? I thought it was RN, like he was a nurse or something.
Well, it says Redneck RN, so Redneck Nurse.
Oh, did it? Okay, my bad.
Yeah, and just like Kai Johnson stating here, I'm like 90. I still do it every once in a while, so you'll be fine. Kai Johnson, yes, I am 90, but I can still whip your ass. Bitch.
So people asking what the vibes are like, and man, I think speaking for all of us, we're just still kind of high from the PGF.
Hold that thought. I'm a little depressed, just like every year, because we have such a good time for that week, and then it's like, fuck, back to this.
Yeah, it's definitely a big jump emotionally from being on like that for so many days in a row with so much going on, and everybody's hyped and working really, really hard to coming back to where it's just like, not the pace is slower per se, but there's less to do that's like vital today, it feels like. So it's fun for me to have that like really hardcore focus on something for that few days. Is like it does get exhausting, but it's also really exciting to be a part of it. And so coming back to regular quote life definitely is a bit of a letdown in a way. Glad to be back with my friends and family and teammates and students and everything, but also, man, it's just kind of fun playing like a character for 4 or 5 hours a night for a week or whatever.
I kind of think about it.
Go ahead.
Right, I was thinking about it's kind of like jiu-jitsu itself, because when you're on the mat, that's all you can focus on, because that opponent against you, if you don't pay attention, you're getting choked. That's kind of the way the PGF was for us. I mean, we had the PGF Insider's house, and so I mean, we got 4 to 5 hours of working, on the PGF, announcing, shooting photos, commentating, and then as soon as we're done with that, we grab a bite on the way back to the house. We're reviewing the tape. we're making up cards and notes for the next day. We're writing articles for the next day, going over photos to post and to give to people and to make part of articles. And so we are just going, but it's awesome. I mean, it's so much work, but it's such a productive, fun group to be a part of. But you're focused so much on it because every day is a grind, and it's lather, rinse, repeat the next day, and then boom, now we're back to reality, so to speak, with our day jobs, etc. But it was amazing.
I appreciate most of the laughs though, because I mean we were working late because we were up till like 1:30, 2:30 in the morning, and then back up at 6, just to start getting ready for the next day or whatever. But it was so much fun. It was work, but those
And
laughs, man.
I think another thing too is like the team aspect of it. Maybe we didn't stress that a lot as it was going, but the insiders plus everybody else that was part of the PGF staff, the athletes and the coaches and the managers and stuff, everybody's working towards one common goal. Even though some of us may be competing against each other in that thing, we're still looking to make this thing really great and special. And having a ton of people with that vibe and that energy, I think that was the vibe that kind of made us all buy in the first place, but also double down on the energy that we have to give to the PGF. Is having so many great people around it that are dedicated.
See, Wallo makes fun of me because I tell every athlete that comes on exactly that. Because I know when I wasn't on, Wallo's like, the naked would be saying, that is the best thing ever. And everyone's together, but it's so. Thank you, Wallo, and thank you, Dream. It's true because we're all about making it great, and it's kind of good that you kind of led into that because Kai's question is kind of like right on that thing. Is that the production was outstanding. I mean, Conscious Keelan, holy crap, just knocking out of the park. Him and Isaac just working like crazy to put together, the bits, everything like that. I mean, and I think
Well, hold on. You said the bits. The bits was Dream. That was off of the top of his head. That bit that we did at the Airbnb. That
that
was
now,
him and Kevin Sherrill just shooting the shit, and then all of a sudden, oh, we're shooting this. We're like,
yeah.
yeah.
No, I hate that was hilarious. I mean, I love how you guys worked in Mickey. I just want to keep laughing. I mean, this is the crazy crap that happens when I go get a haircut. These guys go off the rails. But
Bro, and let me tell you, that was one take.
That's true.
There are no outtakes. It was like 4 or 5 minutes of ad lib, and I was trying to hold back because I'm updating the website and stuff, and I'm just my hand over my mouth and shit because I'm listening to these guys just riff, and within 5 minutes that was it. It was done.
Mm, yeah.
Perfect.
I think too, like what you were saying though about the bits or like the ad pieces
Yeah.
and the clips from the show the night before to the stream and
Oh,
having
okay.
different like the hype pieces that were going on during
Yes.
and beside our funny stuff, having that technical side where the guys are putting in, the highlights of the athletes beside us being a little silly and keeping that fun side of the show going too. I think that was really cool to have both like that serious, really serious competitive thing, but then also we're having a little bit of fun talking, hyping the show up, and giving some character to these guys and letting people see who they actually kind of are. And yeah, man, that stuff with Kevin and I, like we don't really rehearse any of the interviews or anything like that. And like as far as production goes, it's great. Like in year 3 that we've kind of been doing this since I've been doing it there, I guess was the third one. Yeah, the third one that I
Yeah.
was a part of the staff on. Being in the church for the years now back to back gave us a chance to kind of get our feet settled earlier instead of being in the gym and then switching back and forth so much and stuff like that. I think having one venue the whole time really helped with that also. But yeah, as far as as far as my job, I didn't really get a ton of direction except for where to stand and when to start and stop talking, kind of. So that was all just ad lib and kind of looking to just try to boost that part of the energy. So I don't know for sure what everybody else was thinking about it at home and how they thought about that side of the production, but for me, that was really fun to be able to flex a little bit of my creative side and just kind of get to play a little bit. So I really enjoyed that side of the production for sure.
I mean, obviously getting Brandon on there, play by play, and then TJ as the conductor of the orchestra, just so smooth, so experienced. Getting you the good signals and when he's going to throw it over to you. When he's going to get questions from Brandon or myself. I mean, just again, he made it move just so smoothly. Like I said, every year it gets better, and it definitely was better. I think this time. Yeah, it's phenomenal.
How was it for you working with TJ DeSantis? I mean, that's like one of the guys that you look up to.
You keep saying that, but not really. I mean, I've always just watched him as part of the shows. I mean,
well, you talk about him and stuff, so I thought
you
like
talk about him more than anything.
Bro, I don't do what he does.
I'll say that I definitely have looked up to him as somebody who's trying to get into that field a little bit with the commentary and setting up matches, and then he does the opening of the shows, and I've had to do the opening of the PGF a few times, and so being able to talk to him a little bit about his thought process on it, and then the way that our jobs are different in that he's doing it for the people on the stream, and I may have to repeat exactly what he said into the show in the room because the people in the room aren't listening to him. They're listening to what I'm doing. So my job is important for the people in the room more or as equal to the people on the stream. Whereas, kind of getting that professional input from him. And like you said, Egg, he was really, really good at queuing up what was coming next and like being louder in case I wasn't listening and trying to like do things to help me be in his correct line of vision and different things like that to be smooth for my pickups and let offs because it was kind of just waiting on those cues for whenever it was time. And I think last year for sure I was just going right over the top of Scaff and Lindsay sometimes because I didn't have uh, those like breaks or the connection with the booth, so to say, like I did this year with TJ. So he definitely gave me a ton of confidence by being there and giving me some pointers, and that handoff was smooth. So I really, really enjoyed that part.
Yeah, it's like the booth started kind of like just letting him run the show, and so they'd wait for him to throw it to you because they knew he was going to. Last year was kind of like they just all of a sudden threw it to you like, oh crap, well, we gotta throw it over there. But seriously, TJ made it so easy. He elevated all of us. Learning, we all learned from him and seeing him work and then talking to him about it. When we were off the air, I learned tons. I mean, it was really a pleasure with him there and Brandon and me. And why these guys are professionals and why they're on big shows because they're just that good.
Yeah, you can't just show up and do that. Like seeing them together too, and like we see them on CJJ and maybe on the EBIs and the different things like that, Fight Pass Invitational, etc. And for me at least, it's like, oh, that won't be that hard to do. But then you see them together and the play with each other, the interplay of the straight, kind of like the straight man and the excited guy, with Brandon being the more emotional kind of person, color in that way, and TJ, getting everybody on track and pointing us back towards the right things. Is like, okay, there's a real like system and way that this works, and it can't just be two guys that are both good at talking about jujitsu up here doing this. It's got to be also good at doing this job while knowing a lot about jujitsu as well. So that was it. Yeah, there's a reason that certain people get certain jobs.
I mean, TJ's been on the radio since I can't remember if it was 15 or 16, at least 16. But I think he might have been turned a little bit when he was 15. But man, that guy, why he's so smooth. We talk about mat time when we're talking about jujitsu. That dude's got air time. He's just been a part of professional productions.
Black belt broadcaster.
You've gotten your reps too here.
Yeah, I mean,
so
it's funny because again, one, having him there it makes it so much easier. And I think I embraced knowing what my role is. I mean, Brandon wanted me to be the stats guy. I'm going to tell you a little bit of information about these guys, a little bit of background about them, some stats, and I try not to step over people's toes because Brandon's got the play-by-play. You know, TG and TJ's running the show. We all have our parts, and we just play the parts. And again, the conductor makes it easy. You know, you're going to get a chance to say something, so you be prepared for it. And I also said, you know, getting time here, just talking to you gentlemen and learning how to talk on a mic and just to talk about the PGF. It's not quite the same, but it's still reps and sets here. And it's shit, guys. It's something we love. So, I mean, I can talk about something we love.
Easy.
I got a few questions here. One says, what are some of the best practices to deal with that adrenaline dump, and how long does it last? And we're going to let Steven pick this one up because he's been part of season 2. So, Steven, how would you, manage
So
that?
the first question I could answer, I think, fairly easily. And then how long does it last? Do you mean how long do you have to worry about it being an issue for you, or do you mean how long are you just kind of zapped after you have that adrenaline dump or whatever? For me, as far as best practices, obviously preparation, knowing that you're going to be doing an event, being in shape, the best shape you can, having a lot of practice reps, preparation gives you a lot of confidence, in one way, so that doesn't get into your nerves as bad. So you're not really like so in your head maybe as much if you're prepared. And then a good warm up. I think that's one thing that's overlooked a ton from jujitsu athletes. People don't really get a good warm up in. A lot of times you see them just kind of coming off the side, basically cold, and then just start a match and stuff. For me, a lot of times I like to go get some sprints in, get my heart rate up really high, and feel myself hit that wall one time, and then bring my heart rate back down. That way, it doesn't happen the first time in the match, because a lot of times that's where I think that adrenaline dump comes from. Is you start getting your heart rate up, and it's hard to bring it back down if you haven't already kind of mentally done that process once, and you're already fighting somebody. So if they're turning it up, you got to kind of keep turning your pace up with them, and it doesn't really work that way always. So I think a good strong warm up where you blow out your lungs a little bit, you get your heart rate up really high, you're already sweaty. I think you should be sweaty. I don't think you coming in dry is a good idea. I think you should have a decent sweat coming into your match, and then that'll help cut back on some of that. And the feeling of dread, oh man, that never. I just saw that on the other. I got the screen put up over there, and I think that's what he was saying. That feeling of dread, man. Again, the only thing that ever kind of makes that go away is practice and confidence in yourself. And then also, man, just knowing that it's you out there and it's your life, it's your goals, and the dread, if that's coming from a fear of losing or a fear of being hurt or some kind of fear like that, you got to kind of hone in on what the dread actually is. And you'd have to go from there. If you're worried about people being disappointed, or your friends and family like not being supportive of you, or different things like that, that's one mentality. Or if you're worried about being hurt, that's kind of another mentality that can cause that kind of dread, at least from my experiences with people. And if it's about your relational stuff, you just got to kind of get over that in a way, and just know that the people who are going to support you are going to support you anyway. And this is more of a thing for you and not for other people. You shouldn't be doing this for other people. It's not really the kind of thing like that. You're doing it for yourself, and you can help other people along your way with your journey through your efforts, being a good teammate, good training partner, and things like that. But you're ultimately doing these things to better yourself and to make yourself a better person. And so you've got to work through that part of needing some people's support and what's that, like a pat on the back or whatever that is, if that's what it is. And then again, if it's about being injured, man, you just got to train. And if you train up enough and get your defense up, you'll start being confident in the fact that you'll know when to tap, even, or that I'm tough enough and able to be durable in these situations, and I can take the punishment of whatever it'll be, and I can just hang, and that just comes with time.
Word, word. We have also here another question. No, never mind. It's not a question. It says everybody seemed to pick up multiple roles, which is cool. Bobby had like what?
Bobby,
9 roles. Bobby, all of them. He was a ref.
Refing in
He
a
was an
suit.
announcer. Yeah, he was
Announcer
an
and refing.
interviewer. I mean, he
It's a
was
lot.
doing it all. He was dancing like the flamenco and shit. Just being smooth everywhere.
I just,
I mean,
you know, trying to make it work, man. They said they needed something, and I wanted, again, like I said earlier, I enjoy this. I really appreciate the PGF as a whole, and I want to see it be successful. And if I got to sacrifice a little bit or do a little bit of extra something, uh, I'm okay with that. And if it's taking a different role or an additional role that doesn't really like hurt me in any kind of way, then I'm okay with that. So yeah, stepping up. Like this whole thing was just that. Like I was supposed to be doing Egg's role basically a couple years ago, and then got handed the two microphones. That's the famous story now.
5 minutes before we started.
Yeah, and I had no clue what I was doing. I still really don't have a technical understanding of this job, so I don't know if that's good or bad, except for the fact that it allows me to kind of not have expectations and be worried about how it's going, you know. So definitely just taking the jobs that come and wanting to be successful for the show is really the only thing for me.
Bro, to me, it adds to that professional feel when
Mm.
you have somebody announcing who's coming out for their match. My next thing would be like, let's get these guys some music. You know, not that mall music that we play or the church or whatever, but like music that's gonna get them, going. They can pick their
Yeah.
own shit. If you want to come out to, whatever, some disco or
Yeah, I'm
hip
not sure
hop
how
or
that could
rock,
work.
some salsa. I don't know, whatever.
Keeping it free on YouTube is kind of what hurts the musical side
Yeah,
of that for them, is because you'll get hit so hard with any copyright stuff.
Yeah.
But
that is
otherwise,
true.
I agree.
So, real quick, we missed one. Manpreet was asking us if we saw Nick Creighton's match
Okay.
today. Brother, I haven't seen it. Yeah,
Where's he at?
yeah. I don't know what
Is that
event
main
was it?
character?
I don't know, but I'm
Already
waiting
started?
for I'm waiting for Kamui's main character jujitsu to start.
Okay.
Okay.
It should be starting here shortly or whatever. But yeah, bro, I believe that Elijah jumped
Yep.
into that tournament because I guess somebody pulled out or whatever. So yeah, he's in, and Ryan Aiken's in it, and there's a bunch of names
Really
in
good
in
guys.
in that show. So
Hunter Colvin.
let's
Yep.
yeah, Hunter.
Oh man, awesome to see that rematch. Oh, please.
Bro, like I almost feel like we should cut this
Taza.
short just so we can just go watch this, man. We got another question here from Kai. What he's saying? What's y'all's thoughts on stepping out for a day, healing up, and oh, you're talking about Kevin Sherrill. Listen, there's alternates for a reason since what season 3,
Season 3.
and
Yeah, there's
and
precedent
I
for it.
and I believe that J. Rob, Caleb took a day off as well at one point in season 3
Or at
to
least matches off. Yeah, in
matches off.
season 3.
Well,
Yeah.
to whatever matches were for the day.
And
So I mean, it's nothing new to be honest. So
Well, Steven's got
and
what
some.
are
no,
what
and this, I'm not saying this in any way to be like accusatory or anything like that, but also in our season, uh, Jake had something come up on one of the days. He had like a wrestling thing, and so we had to do an extra day to get his matches back in on like a whatever off day that was. One random day,
yeah
if you had a match with Jake on that night, you had to come in and do matches with him so he could do his regular job, which is important. You know what I mean? That's his
yeah
main gig and stuff like that. So yeah, there's certain things that happen, man. And like in the NFL, NBA, if a guy sprains his ankle, he's gonna take a day off.
yeah
It's just is what it is. Now, if you want Kevin to go out there and compete, I know Elijah's complaining because he said that the alternate gave up points. What do you think a guy with a really broken foot's going to do, or a really injured leg is going to do if you send him out there for those matches? He's going to give up points. So it would have been the same outcome either way. And if there's some personal things that you don't like with the person, that's one, kind of the deal where you can say that kind of stuff. But overall, competitively, I think it was the right move. If you could see his foot, it was purple. And it would have just been a really rough day for him on that day, and wouldn't have done anyone any real good to have him out there like that.
and
Yep.
listen, the little squabble, whatever they want to call it, it's a little drama that adds to the PGF, and like you saw, we made a little fun of it.
They're competitive, man. Everybody's
Yeah,
super competitive. They want to win. And Elijah didn't quote get the win against him, even though he injured him and caused him to be out the next day. So from a competitor standpoint, that would have frustrated me too, to no end, to know that I didn't get the score on him, but now he's getting off against these other guys and not having to, to go out there and show up and let everybody see that I actually did do that, so I can see a little bit of both sides of it for sure from the
Yeah, for
competitor
sure.
standpoint, but from a administrative side, I think it was the right call. It's what I would have told my athletes to do if I was a coach. And I just, and professionally, man, let's just keep the show going that way. It's fine. There's no real big deal with a guy taking a day off if he has to.
And listen, I love those guys. I love them both. I have no dog in this fight. If there is a fight or whatever it is, the chirping at each other, it's funny.
Yeah, it
It
is.
wasn't even mean or anything. It was just,
It never went outside. It never left
yeah,
and went outside. There
yeah.
was never any real issues with anyone ever that seemed like it was going to really boil over to something greater than us having a good time and some guys really just kind of getting after it, being competitive.
Yeah, and that's all it is. Is those competitive juices just flowing through those boys' veins with their testosterone and shit,
Mm,
you know?
these
And
young
listen,
men.
and listen, if you're going to call somebody out, what perfect timing to do it on camera.
Got to.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't do any good to call somebody out, over a
Group chat.
text, because
Yeah,
a
not
super
even
chat or whatever, because nobody's going to see it. But if you do it on camera, then what's going on? And that may
kind
lead
of,
to, that might
sorry.
lead to a super match somewhere else where they can both, make a little shuttle. You know what I'm saying?
And the punishment is that you got 3 zeros for the day, and
Yep.
it's going to be
Yeah.
really hard to make
Yeah.
it to the playoffs with a full day of zeros. I don't know if we've seen anybody do that with a full shutout day or not. I don't know. That could be true or not, but I don't believe you can go through a whole day with zeros and make it to the playoffs. But again, I could be a little bit off in that assumption.
No.
That's
So
a
the
risk.
problem is he got 0 points his first day too. He had really hard matches his first day,
Mm-hmm.
ended up getting some draws, and we said on the stream that like season 3 he did the same thing. Season 3 he had 0 on that first day, but then the next day he came back and started getting kills.
Started catching up.
Now, what happened here was we had 2 days of zeros. I mean, you're talking about 50% of your matches. 50% of your matches are zeros. That's tough. That means you gotta be killing people.
Almost sub out.
Yeah. I mean it's tough. So I think season 3, pardon me, he got to the postseason. Pardon me, eventually got second place in the finale tournament, but Handsome Kevin got to the tournament with 4 kills. All it took was 4 kills. I think probably this time I would have probably taken like 5 kills, but you could have done it. What am I doing? Of course, if there's only somebody that had all the stats from to this,
right, or somebody that would write about him. I don't know. Somebody who.
So Landon got in with 23 points, right?
Okay.
So that means if you got 4 kills again, 4 times 6, 24. So 4 kills would have gotten you in again.
Okay.
That's interesting. I mean, it's funny seeing how you kind of see trends like that in the PGF. But as parity increases, any submission is huge. It just gets tougher to get subs. And if you can't get those kills, which are weighted twice as much as the breaks, that's huge.
Yeah, I want to hear from some of the guys that we talked to that were new to the PGF, and they really had no idea what it was going to be like. They thought that it was going to be a certain way, but let's face it, once you get in there and it starts going, it's a different animal. Like, for example, Dave Cooper, a funny moment that we had with him when we were chatting. Actually, he even did an interview with you, if I'm not mistaken, Aiken, with where he's like, "What the hell did I get myself into?"
Oh no, that was just like a Matt side chat we were having that day. So it wasn't
Okay.
really an interview. He was just kind of like, whoa, kind of the gravity of everything hit on about day 3, I think, which is what I was trying to explain to most of the people, is that around the end of day 2, beginning of day 3, the truth starts setting in, and it's not always pleasant.
I mean,
It's not
brother's
easy.
45.
Yeah, no, respect.
That's
Man.
killer.
Yeah, I'm 47, so when he
hard.
got in as an alternate, I was like, "Come on, Dave, just look good, and he did, man. There was
Yeah.
times where you're like, oh shit, is he gonna pull this off?
He's
But
good.
he is. So very happy for him to have gotten, I guess, a taste of the PGF because he wanted in. So now he like, I know what it's all about. Now he can say I scratched that itch or whatever. But hey, man, I'm proud of him because he did what, a couple of years of qualifiers, and he was finally able to get in as an alternate.
Mm.
Yeah, since season 3, he's been doing qualifiers.
Let me put it to you this way: the season is so rough that my man bowed out of the battle Rama. He's like, I'm gonna pass on the battle Rama, even though I'm an alternate.
Yeah.
That was wild. I mean, you win 2 matches, you get $1,000.
Well, something like that. I don't know what the battle Rama was up to this year. I think he was
Ex Marshall said that Ex Marshall gave him $1,000.
Okay, boom. Listen, $1,000 it's not bad. I mean, a lot of
How many
the
alternates?
top.
We ended up with all 4 alternates coming in, right? 2.
We even had Noah come in. Noah was in the stands. He was in the stands on day 1.
That's right.
He gets the call on day 3. Hey, we need you. And Noah, I mean, I think he's trimmed down. He's like rolling like 155 or so.
I don't know, but he looked good too.
Oh, man,
like
definitely.
he was going after it with Nick Creighton. He was not. A lot of people usually like try to back up and re-engage or whatever. Not Noah. He's like, I'm just gonna go forward, and he was trying to put a pace, and he did really good. He did really good, and of course he probably had the best interview of the whole PGF. What was it? I think it was like 7 words or something like that.
So he's ready to go home.
Yeah, he was ready to go home, and anything else you want to add?
No. Fair
Let
enough.
me out of here. Yeah. He was like,
love you, Noah, but man, you sound like Sling Blade. I swear to God.
he did not have much to say. That's for sure.
So funny.
But yeah, and listen, also Kimoy coming in and spoiling the party was because everybody was expecting, Travis and Elijah to be in the final, whatever. And I guess there were some girls talking about Travis and Elijah being at the final. Kimoy's like, nah, I take offense to that, and came in and I'm gonna take you into overtime. I'm gonna show you how it's done. And he made it to the finals. So congrats to Kimoy. I mean, he played it beautifully. He played to his strengths.
He definitely played to his strengths, and I don't think anybody really had him in the final that day going in. If you would have had to pick, not many people had Kimoy going in to the last match of the night. And man, but honestly, when Kimoy said that on the interview about how he heard those girls talking, that just made me so happy for him, because as a competitor, hearing people just discredit you like that is, it hurts a little bit. And then there's a couple ways you can deal with that, and he dealt with it the right way. He went out and made the statement, that needed to be made, instead of just getting like upset and saying something to the people or whatever. He went out there and said it with his actions, much like my man Fyodor said. He's like, where I'm from, we don't do as much talk, it's a lot of do. And I was like, oh, I know what you mean by that, even though, yeah, I got you.
It's about. By the way, guys, it's pronounced Fyodor. It's not Fedor.
No,
Fyodor.
He's not Emelianenko.
Yeah,
and that could have been the other guy's name as well, but just they don't care. It's
I believe it is. Yeah, I believe it is.
No, that was a great moment. That interview you had with him was really great. Just case in point, just set the record straight. Somebody was asked during the finale, the beginning of it, if they had a certain dark horse they thought could win it all, and I think that person with the 20-pound brain did say Kimoy. We can go back to the footage, but it's on there.
Pull it up.
Let me ask you this: what did the analysis say?
As far as the finale,
right?
So as far as the finale, it's EBI overtime, and the fact is he can take you the whole time. And win. I mean that's been his kind of game. And so
did you call it on the analysis? Because I can call it who can win, like when we're in the semifinals.
No, at the beginning of the day, TJ was asking me, who I thought, and I said because of the difference in the rule set for the finale, it's the EBI overtime, and that's the difference. I said from the regular season, he would have problems because he's used to that EBI overtime, the 10-minute matches and stuff like that, and having to shrink to the 6-minute matches would be harder for him. But in his, the rule set he's used to, he's going to take people to deep waters, and then he's going to use his skills in EBI overtime, which he did. Good afternoon, Marcos.
I was just trying to see what you had him on the final day of the analysis, because I'm sorry, I didn't have time to read it.
Yeah, it's amazing how many people are probably like, "Oh, well, you put out something. Well, at least you gave me photos for it."
Listen, we were all doing stuff, bro. I just and then you started grilling, so started grilling meat and whatever. I'm not reading anything after that. Just give me some coffee and some meat, and we're good to go. By the way, thank you for grilling that meat. That was delicious.
Well, thank you for buying it, and Stephen, thank you for cleaning up after our messy selves.
No problem.
What was we're at a 40-minute mark. We're gonna close it out. We don't have a lot today, but we're gonna restructure the show a little bit to make it more flowy. And I know Steven likes structure, and for the longest time, I've fought structure, but I understand now why it works. So we're gonna have a little bit more structure moving forward, and we're gonna do some things, because Egg told me something that just spun in my head, and that snowball effect. So we're gonna use that to our advantage. But guys, before we go, any final thoughts? Anything that you want to share with the people about the week of the PGF? Like, what was your favorite moment?
Stephen?
So honestly, man, there was so much that happened and went on. It's really, like I was saying to you guys, really hard to even peg down like one memory of the favorite thing. But honestly, man, my favorite thing and was during the announcements or during the walkouts is if I was doing one and I look over at Brandon, if he got hyped up and when he was smiling and like doing like a fist bump or like laughing and clapping or something like that during the announcement, those were my favorite moments that kind of added up during the week every time, because that, or when the crowd would pop for one of the walkouts, that really fed my energy. And so I was really appreciative of it and enjoyed seeing the people light up a little bit or light up a lot during some of the stuff that I was doing with those announcements. So I'd have to say seeing the commish popping for the walkouts was definitely my highlight.
I liked Maximus Jolly's journey. He came out strong. A lot of us knew him. We were always pumped about him, excited about him. Had a really rough day 3. Like he even said, he let people's like words and stuff get to him. So he had a rough day 3. Coaches came out for day 4, multiple submissions. And just and his team, literally putting him on their shoulders. I mean, that was such a great moment. Obviously, it was one of the photos we used for one of our covers. Love that guy. Maximus is gold. Seeing the club, dragging the club. I mean, just that guy. He is awesome. So pumped for him. I know he's going to go try to take another step in his training, and I'm really excited to see what happens for him. Landon Torville, Franklin, Tennessee to Pedigo, to their team out there. Going to see if he can, roll with those guys. Landon Torville, our standout blue belt of the season, calling out Elijah's mom. Just that guy's crazy. So much fun. So really liked him. I mean, obviously Travis Thomas. I as soon as he got Elkins with that shotgun armbar, I was like, oh crap, this guy is legit. He is what everyone's been saying from Decatur. So seeing him, again, we already talked about Kamoy. Shutting down the haters. Elijah. I mean, you can't. He's so good. We look over him and what he's done, but the fact that he went in, because the question was, okay, can he survive EBI overtime? And doing it and doing great in it. Just the face of the PGF. he was phenomenal as well. I mean, so many things. We'll talk about this later. I mean, the live auction draft was so much fun.
See, yeah, that was fun.
You guys got to see the pictures.
Ago.
The pictures came out pretty good. I was like, yeah, this looks like a draft for sure.
Nice.
So many things, so many different ideas that Brandon had and Keelan had, and everyone, they just hit, and they were just a blast. I mean, it was a phenomenal week. Don't worry, I'm going to do multiple articles on all the times. We'll probably do countdowns, but I think this week we all just been trying to get back to reality a little bit, and so give us a little more time.
Yeah, for sure. I just got done with the pictures, editing them right before we jumped on here. So hopefully within the next couple of hours, they should be up on pgfhome.com. I'm going to build a gallery. But also before we go, Kimoy Anderson's got a pay-per-view going on right now. We just started on Fight Flicks TV, and that is his main character, Jiu-Jitsu. The card is stacked. He's got Ryan Aiken, Oliver Taza, the jabroni grappler himself jumped in. Who else did we say? I mean, there's
Colvin.
Hunter Colvin.
We could have a season 2 rematch.
Dude, this could be epic. So if you guys are not doing anything right now and just want to watch a little jiu-jitsu, head over to fightflixtv.com and just look up main character jiu-jitsu. And that pay-per-view is there. It's $25. Come on, bro. It's a Sunday. Support the community, Let's go, baby. Let's go, champ. Let's watch some jiu-jitsu. For me, before we go, that my favorite part of it all was just the behind the scenes. Is the stuff that other people don't get to see like that. I mean, I posted it on Instagram and stuff, but Max giving Kevin Sherrill a coconut water because Kevin didn't get some in his goodie bag. That to me, that was funny. What I didn't know was that Max had asked them, hey, did you guys get coconut water in your goodie bag the day before? And Kevin said, no, we didn't. And he's like, oh, sad, and kept drinking his and walks away. So that's where everything came from, where he brought him some coconut water the next day. So it's definitely funny. But, little moments like that, obviously the filming of the Dream and Kevin Sherrill, with the cucumbers and hurling them at Miggy. The bleeping on the video just made it even funnier because we all cuss or whatever, but it made it a little bit funnier.
I don't even know if I actually did though.
I don't think remember. You did.
That's what I'm saying. I can't recall.
I think somebody said
funny.
Yeah,
it was
somebody
funny.
Said put a bleep on it, make it sound funny.
Yeah, I'll take it. It
was good.
Yeah. But anyway,
and I would say, I guess, closing it out though, I would say for everybody that did watch along or whatever, for all of us and stuff, I did really appreciate that for the fans, the people who are invested in the PGF, that are buying the pay-per-view, that are subscribing to this channel, that are feeding the monster with your energy and your support and stuff like that. Without you, it definitely would not be going off and being possible, because we love it and we enjoy doing it, but it's not a show without a fan base and people that are like blowing it up and supporting it. So thanks to the insiders and the outsider and everybody that's watching and tuning in. I'm hoping that this swells up all the way to Vegas, and they keep a lot of the same energy going into the big show when it blows up.
I think it's going to start picking up again here shortly, because season 6 is coming in March. It's coming
Vegas,
up
baby.
Quick.
Vegas.
And with that said, guys, we'll catch you next week. Adios, muchachos. Peace. Hasta luego.